So I've continued to build this. I've lightened up these kind of scaling items to see where we're at with the 100,000 kilometer and the geostationary and the low Earth orbit down in here. And I've continued to build this out. I'm up to 361 to 396. And you probably think, holy cow, that is tedious. And yes, you are absolutely right that it is tedious. I really enjoy it though. I don't know why. I love just putting on some sound deafening headphones and either having it be completely quiet or listening to some sort of music that I enjoy, which kind of runs the gamut, and just locking into the spreadsheet and doing this one by one. I really enjoy seeing it build. And I know that some people probably think that I'm insane and they would make fun of me, but I don't really care because I really enjoy it. I find it therapeutic, it's cathartic, and I really like seeing the data art come to life as I build each layer. And to me, it's very organized in my head. It's very systematic, groups of 36, you rotate 5 degrees. I enjoy building it that way. So what I decided to do here was I thought, okay, well, space is dark, so let's add this dark background and begin to see how things look if we're going to go with a literal dark space background. And then we can look at each one of these, as they're here. Still, we're in the problem here, and what I did with this black one is I made each dot yellow with a black border to kind of have it offset. And again, up close, I really like it, but when you zoom out, it's losing some of that design detail. The other issue that we're having is as I'm building each group of 36, the orbits are starting to overlap on the satellites below. So I realize at this stage that I'm going to need to separate, especially you can see it on this layer, I'm going to need to separate the circles that are representing each satellite, and I'm going to need to put them above the orbit layers. So that's something that popped in, that came about by continuing to build this. And two things I'll show you here that I decided to experiment with a little bit just for visualization look is I did that. I took these satellites up through 360 and I put them on layers above the orbits. And if we hide this black background, you can begin to see these. And I bumped up the stroke width to make them a little bigger so that when you're out here at the 100,000 mile or 100,000 kilometer level, there's a little bit more visual interest going on. Still not a ton. At the geostationary orbit, it definitely looks better. At the 100,000 kilometer level, it's still pretty boring. But we're making progress here with kind of stylizing these satellites a little bit differently. So that's where we're at now, and we'll see how things progress from here. I started playing around with the Earth being blue. Yeah, who knows? And I also added the detail here because I know eventually I'm going to want to be able to group and have people see, the breakdown of where these satellites exist. I have no idea if it's 26%. I haven't calculated it yet, but I'm just trying to go for the look of, what would that percentage look like to show how many, what the distribution, what the ratio of low Earth orbit satellites are. So that's kind of where it's at right now. Keep grinding, and I'm sure more things will pop up.